Let's take a deeper look into some of the things surrounding this TR3B, because I think that this technology and this secret government program working on crafts that they're now kind of starting to admit, or at least is getting leaked to us, is going to happen more into the future as we're going into this direction where now this whole psionics thing and controlling UAPs or controlling crafts with your mind, again, making this connection to spirituality, opening the doors to the spirit realm to be able to control these lights and summon them and manifest them. This is going to be happening more and more, and we're seeing that. So let's take a little bit of a look into this, because I do think that some of this is going to be surrounding this TR3B craft that is known and is seen a lot of times. You know, a lot of people say that this is a government craft, and there is a patent for it. When you look into the patent surrounding this craft, it was filed, not filled from what I can tell. I did a little bit of a deeper dive into some of the stuff surrounding this. So this was not filed by the United States government, allegedly. Now, maybe this accidentally got out. This is a possibility too. Maybe they filed this and now they're trying to cover it up. 100%. They've been covering up stuff surrounding this topic for years and years and decades, actually. And so what exactly is this craft? I think it could also be a manifestation of the lights that just manifest that way. Like in one of my last videos, I showed of a person driving down the freeway and they saw these three lights manifesting in the sky like that in the shape of like a massive TR3B. And I think that maybe the technology that we're trying to duplicate here is something involved with that. Maybe there's something involved with the occult. This is, again, spiritual, so many spiritual connections in all of this stuff. Maybe the 3 points or something. Maybe there's like a type, it's like a type of pentagram or like a something, these evil occult symbols that are used to like make connections and stuff. It could be that. I mean, we know the Illuminati has the symbol of the triangle, so we got to be looking into this stuff. At least I think it's interesting to look into as we move into the future, where I think there's going to be huge deceptions associated with this. So again, in regards to the TR3B and that patent that was filed, and when you look into exactly who did it and what was done in regards to it, it says John Quincy St. Clair is not a known aerospace engineer, defense contractor, or government scientist, and he is not verified, has no verified connection to U.S. black budget programs or classified military aircraft. He is best understood as a private individual or independent inventor who filed a theoretical patent that later became associated by the internet, not by the government, with the TR3B legend. So this is in relation to US 200, 601, 450, 19A1 patent filed in 2004 in relation to the TR3B. It was patented, as we can see here on the left, inventor John Quincy St. Clair of San Juan, Puerto Rico, United States. Says that he has no connection to the United States government, but why are we seeing these crafts so many times? These crafts are seen flying around these military facilities. Maybe there was something, an accidental leak in regards to this. This does happen. I mean, we just saw it with the Epstein files. Do you think they really meant to release the documents where they could be highlighted and then copied into another program, and then you actually see what's underneath the highlight or the blacked out section? I don't think they meant to do that, unless somebody actually did that on purpose so the truth could get out. Possibility too. There's some pretty interesting videos here we'll look at in a moment in regards to this, to the TR3B. Pretty crazy not coincidences, but just, you know, events that this continues to happen time and time again. And I just do find it very interesting. And I'm wondering, is this a government controlled operation? Are all of these triangle crafts 100% made by the United States government? And now we're moving into this direction again, where the United States government is supposedly in control of these other crafts. You know, the Tic-Tac UFO, which is one of the most popular military declassified UFOs that we saw. There's now reports coming out from multiple sources that Lockheed Martin was behind creating that Tic-Tac, the Tic-Tac craft that was seen by the Nesmith's aircraft carrier off the coast, off in the Pacific Ocean, off of the western coast of America. This psionic craft is what they're saying now. They're able to control these things with their mind. Where are they getting this information in the first place anyway? I mean, Jack Parsons, the beginning stages of how this whole, you know, the space program was even started was by a dude heavily involved in the occult.
What is
I don't think it's a coincidence that this is happening time and time again, how we're seeing that so many different times in regards to this stuff. So there's a lot of legitimate TR3B sightings that actually look real. This is from 2016. It does almost appear like maybe this is a craft that is man-made, more of nuts and bolts, hovering, triangle. Maybe they're copying. Maybe they're trying to put this out into the population to get people talking about this. We see that so many times with the red blinking light in the middle and the 3 lights in the corner. Here's another testimony of somebody else who saw and witnessed this craft. There's tons of them. That's one of the most common, besides just the lights manifesting in the sky. By far the most common UFO or UAP that's seen around the world, by far, is the TR3B, outside of just the orbs themselves. Well, we'll listen to a few of these testimonies because they're super interesting.
Hi, Patrick from Germany here. In July 2013 in Germany, near the French border, I had a close encounter with my ex-girlfriend. Around 10:30 at night, my partner and I saw a massive pitch-black triangular craft that just descended and stopped just 10 meters or 30 feet above us. It had 3 bright lights, made no sound whatsoever, and seemed to paralyze us. We couldn't move or react, and the triangle then, after performing a sharp zigzag movement, shot off into the sky, just leaving streaks of light behind. It was so fast we couldn't believe it. We felt confused, almost like time had warped. That moment completely changed me forever. Before I was a strict atheist, and now I just know that there's more out there.
Interesting, again, that it's always connected to that. It's always people feeling like there's something deeper, more when they have these experiences. That even reminds me here. Let me pull it up here real quick. It reminded me of this video that I saw today on X from UFO Mania, talking about a clip from this new James Fox UFO documentary. Very interesting. Again, let's take a listen to how this ends here.
An angel.
This guy supposedly says he saw and worked on an alien entity. It landed, they found the craft or something, and he was around the presence of this thing. Then the government came in, kicked the door in, took this entity from them, and here is his description of this being. I'll read it because he's saying it in a different language. He feels like crying. Excuse me. Again, I'm not sure if it's big here. He says it was a magnificent being. It's different than us. No evil intentions. Satan masquerades as an angel of light. He says zero malice on this thing. Again, Satan masquerades as a liar. He says it was an angel. It was an angel. Again, I don't believe that's a coincidence at all. He's saying this. It's an angel. It's an angel. Now we see James Fox here having an emotional encounter. It's the same exact thing that we actually saw with. And he just goes on to say multiple times that he feels that this thing was like an angel. That's the presence that this thing emitted in this guy's presence. I mean, very clear to see how the massive deception that the world is going to be going into, could very well play into all this. Why are these guys having spiritual encounters with UFOs? Again, if these things just evolved on another planet, they have advanced technology, they flew here, they accidentally crashed. This guy got this being from another planet, and he says it was a magnificent being. It could had no evil intentions at all whatsoever. It felt like it was an angel, and he's crying and making the other people around him crying. Why are these guys having spiritual encounters surrounding this stuff? Even Jake Barber, who was on the News Nation interview talking about his encounter with the UFO and with the entity or the entity associated with that thing, he's crying, saying it felt like the presence of God, but not like a man, like a woman. What is it with this? Why is it always spirituality connected to this stuff? Because there's something deeper happening here. Just like we heard in this guy's encounter with the TR3B, he was an atheist before, and I wasn't. Now he knows that there's something else. I was also led astray by the same thing, and you could tell. You can tell that's the way that he's even responding to this. Now, this encounter with the triangle craft that he describes makes me seem like this is one of the ones that's associated with the angels, the fallen angels, more like it. Because he said that him and his ex-girlfriend, who's now an ex-girlfriend, that they felt confused. Time had warped. They were completely frozen. They were, stopped in that time. They felt like they lost time. This is, again, more of a spiritual encounter. This is not a physical encounter with some evolved being that just came here from another planet, and now they're causing people to lose time. They're feeling confused. People see them, feel like they're angels. Other people feel like they're demons. Obviously, it's not just some other, advanced animal from space. Why would they have these spiritual connections? Then you get into the New Age nonsense. They're highly evolved. They're more deeper into their pineal gland. They understand the ways of the universe. That's why they have these powers. It just gets into New Age spirituality every time. The occult and complete lies. So we have this TR3B patent here, which is for sure interesting and definitely will always be, and we have no information. I tried to find out everything I could about this John Quincy St. Clair guy, and there's just nothing on him, which also makes it interesting too. Now we have this that came out not too long ago. Supposedly a Lockheed Martin manual for the CL957 Gen 2. Of course, when you look on the internet surrounding it, what you see and what is told and all the information is that this is made up. What it is it's copied off of some of the CL957. I believe that's what it was, the CL957, which was a legitimate aircraft or something close to it that they were theorizing in the past to make. Lockheed Martin, advanced aerospace craft that they wanted to make, and kind of looking like, I guess, the AR-12 or the SR-71 airplane. Well, it's not what this thing looks like, but supposedly things were taken from that to create that. That's the claim here, at least in relation to it. This is actually, as we can see, February 24th, 2003, so a year before the TR3B was released, and revised in December 5th, 2006, there in the corner, kind of small. If that is legitimate, hard to know. Hard to imagine that they would actually release that if that is the case, but we're now hearing more information, more declassified stuff, or not declassified, but people coming out and blowing the whistle, I mean to say, that the Tic-Tac UFO that people have seen, widely one of the most popular UFO sightings now, what they're claiming this thing is a psionic craft created by Lockheed Martin.
It's the talk of the town right now. Is the Tic-Tac UAP actually ours? Ross Coldhart just dropped a bombshell, and he's not the only one saying it. A congressman, a Reddit whistleblower, and Lockheed Martin might all be tied into this. It's the talk of the town right now. Is the Tic-Tac UAP actually ours? Ross Coldhart just dropped a bombshell, and he's not the only one saying it. A congressman, a Reddit whistleblower, and Lockheed Martin might all be tied into this. Let's try and connect some dots. So during a recent interview, investigative journalist Ross Coldhart said that the infamous Tic-Tac UAP seen by Navy pilots in 2004 is actually a U.S.-made craft. And not just any craft, he claims it was built by Lockheed Martin. Check it out.
I now know categorically that the Tic-Tac is Lockheed Martin technology.
Okay.
The Tic-Tac is Lockheed Martin technology. Why are we being lied to?
Just in case anybody's unaware, I'm sure you've all seen this by now, but this is the Tic-Tac footage. Pretty sure it's this one here. It was this one, or it might have been the one that was gimbaling around or turning around. But same exact thing, pretty much, released at the same time of these military aircraft footages following this thing. And I believe that this here was the Tic-Tac. If it was not, it was this other one here that kind of gimbals around, going back and forth. Pretty much same thing, released at the same time. And this is what we're now being told is potentially, Lockheed Martin aircraft psionically controlled by someone's mind. Don't know how we got there with the government controlled technology, but that's where we're at.
There's Congressman Eric Burleson. He just said in a recent interview that an insider showed him photos of the U.S.-made Tic-Tac craft as well. He didn't confirm if it was reverse engineered, but he said he believed the tech was real.
I've had two people come to me that say that the Tic-Tac is a Lockheed Martin creation.
And just a couple of months ago, an anonymous whistleblower posted classified-looking documents on Reddit claiming that the Tic-Tac is U.S. tech based on exotic propulsion. Documents mention field propulsion. It's the talk of the town right now.
So we'll see if anything more comes in regards to this. I just think that the main point that's kind of interesting to me that I'll be keeping my eye on regarding all of this is this new supposed understanding that the military has the capability to psionically control through your mind craft and that's the same exact thing that is now being said by multiple people, that they can control or summon the craft, summon the UAPs by meditation and control them with their minds psionically. Again, this is the new trend. Why is it? It's so obviously connected to spirituality that it's like, I don't know how people are missing that. So we'll watch this video here. This was also pretty interesting on the TR3B. Then we'll look at one thing on the whole Psionics stuff. But this and another video that we watched earlier in regards to this was from Area 52 YouTube channel. Good stuff, interesting information. I'm sure he doesn't think the same thing that I do about what these things are, but for sure interesting testimonies and stuff like this. So here's this in the TR3B relationship.
Hey, I wanted to figure out how I can send you guys a video. I was in Norway, and I lived in Oslo at the time, and I just saw the episode of you guys about the triangle-shaped thingies. And I have a video of a triangle craft right over my head, just floating there, doing nothing. I'm with my friends. And yeah, I would love to send it to you. So if you guys could send me a text message or figure out a way to, yeah, give me some information on how I can send you guys that video, that would be awesome. I'd love to hear your take on it. Appreciate you.
Bro, what the f is that?
This is actually pretty crazy footage to just get from some random person. They just have this on their phone, never seen widely to like the public. I mean, it's actually insane to think about how many people have actually pretty good videos of anomalies in the sky that just no one has ever seen. This video was posted 8 days ago. It's just crazy. I mean, that's a wild manifestation of the triangle craft. You know, I think for sure this is going to be continuing more and more as we head into the future. That's what we're seeing. That's the direction all of this is going. And now, as again, I want to kind of bring it back to this whole psionic thing, that I think it's important that we move into the future. You can see this is now kind of like trending all around, people talking about how you can be psionically controlling these things, the capability, the consciousness. Again, you can see how many videos in here are definitely linking it to more of a spiritual type of experience, or, you know, done through spiritual, new age spiritual means. No coincidence whatsoever that is where we're at. And just like Jake Barber here, now talking about the psionic ability that people have to control these lights in the sky.
You're either born with a gift, or you go through, you spend 30 years as a Shaolin monk and you figure out how to do it the hard way. There are either easier ways, there are cheats, and some of the cheats that have been experimented with are things that have not fared well for those involved in the program, including children.
So he just goes on to that and talking about some programs in the past, supposedly in relation to this, and then goes on to just talk about how you can just get in contact with these things, how you can now psionically control stuff, manifest lights in the sky, how you do it, meditation, all these different new age spiritual practices. No coincidence that that's the direction that this is going. So is the TR3B one of these craft? Is the Tic-Tac now one of these craft too? We know for sure that these lights in the sky are being summoned by guys like this who are involved in new age spiritual practices. We'll see the direction that this goes in the future if we see more of this, and just be on alert, because this is a lot of spiritual deceptions out there, and a lot of this stuff, which is, if it's either not fake or some government psyop or something like that, the real manifestations and the real things surrounding this whole phenomenon are 100% a spiritual deception. So stay on alert in Jesus' name.